What's up, fam? Did y'all see this story up in Michigan where this young brother was playing in a high school basketball game? He was shooting a free throw and someone yelled out a racial slur, I guess trying to throw him off his game. Uh, I tried to find an extended clip of this on TikTok, couldn't find it. So, shout out and courtesy to TMZ. We're going to play their version of the story. Then I'm going to give my take. And as always, I want you guys to give your take in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Now, this is not even maybe 10, 12 seconds, but check it out. First of all, before I play it, look at the screen. I'll tell you some of the key elements I see. I see a brother here. I think this is a brother down here in the bottom left hand corner. This may be a brother here, number 24. We'll see here in a second. But the rest of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people who are not black on the squad on the floor. Then you look at the players that's sitting on the bench and look like it's for the other team. You notice that pretty much all of them are Anglo Americans. And then you look at the pictures up top. Maybe this is the team right now. The majority of them look like all of them, quite possibly, could be Anglo American. I'm just trying to set the stage and the tone. And you look at the stands too, and you see what's in there, the people that's there. I'm just trying to set the tone so you can understand exactly where we are when this takes place. This looks like it's second quarter, a little over 10 seconds left before the half, and the visiting team. I'm gonna say the team in blue is quite possibly the visiting team because usually the home team wears white. So the home team is losing at this point, 26-29, and we got 10 seconds left, and the visiting team is just trying to increase their lead. Okay, with that being said, check out these next few seconds.
It. See if the referee talking to him got in his head. Lefty shoots, and he bricks.
So you saw what happened. Like I said, they didn't really elaborate on what word was used while he was shooting a free throw. But I said I got a black referee there. You heard somebody holler, "What?" And now everybody's looking, and they're looking toward the home bench or the home side of the stands, I guess. And everybody's like, "What the hell just happened?" Now, probably in shock, probably not in shock. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's read the article. Let me read the article right quick about what you just heard. This is from what Nerd Stash. It says Michigan racist student calls black basketball player racial slur at high school game. Video sparks outrage. Quote, what syndrome are they going to blame this time? Good question. Good question. A heartbreaking situation recently occurred at the Flint Metro League boys basketball semifinal game in Michigan between Flint Kersley High player and Goodrich High School. I'm reading it verbatim, y'all. A fan of Goodrich High School yelled a racial slur at a black student from the other school just as he was taking a free throw. Immediately after the incident, the crowd reacted with loud shouts directed at the student who remarked. Fortunately, game officials acted swiftly, pausing play and clearing the student section when the student who used the slur did not come forward. Once the area was cleared, they were able to identify the student responsible. Interesting. Well, I always say, if you're going to commit the crime, you need to go and do the time. Now, if you were bold enough to sit up there and yell and call this boy out of his name, but then when they asked who did it, nobody said nothing about nothing. Well, see, even that show you right there, even them folk got a no snitch culture. It ain't just us, it's them too. Amazing. School officials confirmed that the student faced disciplinary action but did not disclose their name or the specifics of the punishment. TMZ Sports reported that the black student targeted by the racist comment has since received widespread support and encouragement. This type of behavior should never have occurred. Now, yeah, they're not gonna say what happened because number one, he is one of them folk. But that's like school policy. If somebody get on punishment and get in trouble, in-house suspension, out-home suspension, or whatever, they can't tell you. Now you can do your own investigation a lot of times, and you can tell what may or may not have happened, but they can't put it out there. It's just a school. It's just against the thing like school policy, and they're minors, so you can't really say what a minor does anyway. They said people were left furious after what the Michigan student said. Since a similar unfortunate situation happened at the BAFT, the BAFTAs recently, one person asked, "What syndrome are they going to blame this time?" A black woman also believed that white people teach their kids racism, as she said, they teach their children this. This made another person reply, "They sure do, especially in that district. Maybe they should be excluded from participating in sports altogether. I have had a similar situation, but it was parents." One black person also called out white people and said, "Yet they will tell you we always play the race card." Y'all know I'm from Texas, a great state of Texas. And history will tell you guys that down south, there are the most racist people down south. That all the black people ran up north for freedom because them were good white folk. Well, let me tell y'all, it's racism all over the world, especially all over this country. I said in many videos that they always want to talk about how racist it is down south, but every time you see something on the news dealing with race, I'm gonna say the majority of the time it's from up north, especially that northeast. For some reason, they hate colored folk, and I don't understand why. Because you don't see a whole lot of us. Now, I'm quite sure in this basketball league or this high school, like I said, it's not a large population of black people. But if it is, them kids gonna be in sports. They probably gonna excel unless they're like bookworms. But them folk gonna think that they can play, so they're gonna put them on a squad. But then you really don't want them on your team because you don't want them taking time from your kids. But that's neither here nor there. The racism. This one statement said that parents teach it to their kids. I'm gonna say yes, that does happen. But then you also gotta think kids teach it to kids. Kids will teach it to children too. Never forget that. I can tell you, I can remember in the third grade, I told y'all my first 2, 3 years from kindergarten to second grade, I went to private school. Then I went to public school in third grade. Before third grade, I never heard of black people calling each other the N word. Never. I can tell you that from the bottom of my heart. Never heard that. Or probably never paid attention to it. Got to third grade, got to public school. Next thing you know, that's all I heard. And I remember in the beginning, it's shocking me. Because like I said, that's something I never heard. That's something my mom says, and you don't say them kind of words. You don't say nothing like that. Call another black person that, period. My mom from like a little small town in Arkansas. So, doggone well, when she said she meant that. But as I'm in school, hanging around my friends and my buddies and stuff, new friends, stuff like that, after a while, I started saying it to my friends, my other peers. And then one night, one of my friends who I went to private school with, so he's a brother. They came and visited. I don't know if he spent the night or him and his mom came and visited or whatever. But I'm talking to him, and I called him. Terms of endearment, as we say, just saying, hey, what's up, or man, or in man, please, or whatever. My mama heard it. She turned. She said, "What'd you say?" And I didn't even realize what I said. And she said, "What did you say?" Then when I thought about it, I said, "Dang." And when I said the word, I couldn't even say it. I couldn't even get the word out when I said it to her. And she took me in the back room, told me, how bad the word was. Don't use that kind of language. This and the third word came from hate. This that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? I understood. But what I'm telling y'all is that I'm not saying I use it in a racist tone, but what I'm telling y'all is even the friends that your kids hang around can be bad influence, which is why it is important, no matter what race you are, to always know who your kids are hanging around and who is influencing them. Because especially in school, you spending 5 days a week, 8 hours at least a day of the daylight hours from let's say 7, 8 o'clock until I don't know what time school get out now. We used to get out at like 3:15 back in the day, like 8:45 to 3:15. But anyway, they were 8 hours dealing with your peers. And then you get home. Then by the time your parents get home, it's 5, 6 o'clock. You sit in for maybe a couple of hours, and then everybody getting ready for bed. So peers also play a big part in this too. So I ain't taking the onus off the parents because yeah, I believe like this person said had a similar situation with the parents. Yeah, I know they teaching it too, but I just don't want you to stop at the parents. I want you to watch them all because grown folks and kids can do this ignorance. Let's continue. More people express their outrage as many blame Trump for such racism. Quote, Trump got him real comfortable, one person wrote. Someone else added, did you notice under a certain president, racism rises just in your face? Another person believes that these racist events are an attempt to bring back racism. Quote, they want to normalize racism again, they said. One TikTok user was also convinced that since the school didn't mention what punishment the student received, that he didn't receive any consequences. Quote, not elaborating on the punishment means there's no punishment, they claim. Hopefully he was in fact punished. And he probably was. Probably not severe. Probably had a nice little scolding, maybe a detention, and then that's it. But back to where they say they're trying to blame Trump for racism, saying that Trump got accountable. And well, hold on. It's okay. And it said, did you notice on a certain president racism rises just in your face? Studies have shown that when Barack Obama was president, that's when more anti-black racism crimes uh, occurred. It spiked when the fake black man was president. Just to let y'all know, that's before. That was for 2 terms. That was before Trump got in the office. So, and when when he got in the office, it went down a little bit and was stayed kind of stagnant. Went down a little bit, stayed kind of stagnant. With Biden, I believe it went up a little bit and then went down. So it kind of fluctuated, but they were saying that it spiked when Obama was in office. So it's not Trump's fault that people are racist. Trump didn't come out and tell white folks, now you're free to be racist. Now, he does say and do things that may make them comfortable. So I will give you that. But to say that it rises, and the other person said that, what did he say? Another person believed that they want to normalize racism again. It's always been normalized. First of all, the student ain't even old enough to vote. Let's just get to that point. So don't blame Trump for this. Because see, the thing about it is, my problem is don't blame others for your actions. Or don't blame others for the actions of other people. Because see, that's what they want you to do. They want you to believe that Donald Trump waved the flag to say now it's time for y'all to be as racist as y'all want to be, free of charge, and don't worry about consequences. Because if a person does an offense, you're going to give them ammunition to say, well, I talked to a specialist and I talked to a psych doctor and they said that it wasn't my fault. It was because Donald Trump got us so happy and hopped up on racism pills that this is why I did this. And so it's not my fault. So what I need is counseling, and I don't need any kind of punishment other than counseling for maybe putting my hands on somebody because they're of a different color, or maybe even taking them out because they're a different color. Because Donald Trump, I wasn't racist until I wasn't this way until Donald Trump got in the office. You see what I'm saying? You're giving people ammunition to blame. Trump is Trump. Ain't nothing you can do about him. Ain't nothing you can do with him. He's in office. So other than him being impeached somehow, or him going through his term, the man is there. So the question is, what are you gonna do about it? Because you can't run to the White House and do anything to him because this boy hollered out. I want to say the N word, but I'm not sure. But I just want to say I believe that's what it was. You can't run to the White House. You can't sue the White House. You can't go press charges at the White House because somebody else did something to you. You understand what I'm saying? This boy yelled this out, and this boy needs to be dealt with. If you're living in a community where we are the minority, I mean, really the minority, it may be high time to get up out that community. Now I know we've all, like I say, we've all done it, but I know we have. I can say I put my daughter in a private school for education reasons and for college reasons, and she really didn't go. I don't think she had any racist issue that was just overt like that. I can't think of anything. Somebody stole her cell phone, but that was like a little Hispanic girl, wasn't it? Don't let me lie. A little Hispanic girl, a little black girl. It was one or the other. But I tell you, it wasn't them folk. Now somebody stole everything out of her locker one time, or stole a bunch of out of her locker. The word got out, and the stuff got back within a day or two, and nothing was missing. I mean, it could have been somebody, playing pranks. One of them folk playing a prank or doing something, but she got all the stuff back. So, and this is like a school where you talking about they raise money. What you call? I don't want to call it booster, but yeah, I guess booster monies, or when they raise money for the schools. You know what I'm saying? And which was crazy because these cats raised like $10 million 1 year. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, I want y'all to tell me how many schools y'all know that y'all kids went through where they selling candy. You know what I'm saying? Got you telling your kid, bringing these little booklets home, or these websites they can click on where we can buy stuff, and so they can try to raise money for the school. But like, and tell me how many your kids raised school raised $10 million. So this school was doing a raffle for, like, I think it was like a 25 or $50 ticket to win a Mercedes Benz. I'm just saying, when we talk about money and we talk about real money, see, my daughter went to public school. Then she went to public school where, I mean, you got your kids, everybody trying to fit in, and yeah, people just trying to fit in. Ain't nobody really tripping on money, who got what. Maybe people got Jordans, and that's like the big thing. Then she went to a high school where kids had a little more money, and they talk about you if you ain't got no true religion jeans. If you're not wearing $90 or $300 jeans, they look at you and laugh at you. But then she went to a school, as I said before, where these families got big businesses. I mean, corporations. Like I say, tuition, 20 something $1,000 a year. You understand what I'm saying? Like I say, raising $10 million for the school to put in the school, like it's a doggone me college. And them kids, and they like, oh, you don't have, instead of talking about that your child can't afford all those class school uniforms, they say, we think we can find you some. Let's see if we can't find some. And go to the school bookstore and tell them, give them this paper and let's see what we can do. Or go to this store and you know what I'm saying, and give them and tell them this and tell them I sent you this, and let's see what they can do for you. And your kids got uniforms, or you're paying for uniforms and not at full price. These people are not sitting here dogging you, wearing blackface, talking crazy. But it ain't. But when you got money, people don't really care. people don't really care about your color when there's real money involved, because you're not a threat to them, because they happy. They got what they got, and you ain't gonna take it. You're not gonna ruin their happiness. But little gumps like this, yelling out racist words, think he doing something, but ain't even man enough to stand up and say it was him until an investigation was done. Ain't that crazy? But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple of minutes out of your day, but it means the world to us here at this channel. And with that being said, I leave you in peace and love, and I'll see you on the other side.